What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We actually just finished up doing a video on the wagon. I got the fuel system going on that car. We got the Brawler Series QFT on top, and let me tell you what, it likes that carburetor a lot more than that Edelbrock that was on there. But that's not the focus. As you may have noticed, there's a car coming on down into the shop. We're about to get started on doing a little bit of work on the Chevelle. We need to do a full service on it, do another plug check, because well, we're taking it back out to the races tomorrow. So yeah, which also means she's doing the work and I get to do the filming and supervise. And I think she's gonna hit me. Anyway, let me get her set up to get started, and then we'll catch up with you from there on what we're going to be doing on the Chevelle and how she's getting her hands dirty. Give it a little. Not bad. It ain't the 327, no. All right, so Paige got the oil draining out of the car.
With no mess.
Minimal mess.
No mess.
There's always some mess.
No mess.
One thing I will note though, the filter. Let me tell you something here. When you put an oil filter on, some people say to pre-fill the filter. Some people say it doesn't matter. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I pre-fill my filter. But one thing you absolutely should do is take a little bit of your oil after you, whether you're clean oil or whatever, and wet this O-ring right here. Because what happens if you don't wet that O-ring, you look at the filter we pulled out of the car, see that? That is paint off the block. This filter was on there so damn tight that I had to use a chain wrench on it to get it out. A standard oil filter wrench wouldn't get it. I definitely couldn't get it by hand. I mean, it was freaking in there. And in the process of using the chain wrench, I actually crushed one side of the filter a little bit because it was that freaking tight, because basically it glued itself to the block. So make sure you wet the O-ring on your filter so that they come off.
What are we doing now, though?
All right, so as previous videos
It's a can opener.
Indicated, there has been some ongoing concern over making sure that this motor is healthy. We were told when we got the car that the motor was a fresh build, and which all the indications are right for it to be a fresh build. And if that is the case, this is the first oil change. And seeing as Paige has a want to go to the races tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and cut the filter open with my fancy new tool, which hopefully works like a charm. So far it seems to be doing quite well.
Oh yeah, you can see the cut right through it.
But this will allow us to look at the filter media inside and make sure that there's no metal,
no glitter.
No glitter. We don't want stripper glitter in our oil filter.
Even though I like glitter, I don't want glitter in my filter.
Yeah, you can see I had smashed the crap out of the filter with the chain wrench trying to get it out of there.
Yeah, that's how tight it was on there.
So, but yeah, with this fancy little tool, you run it around kind of like a can opener and slowly tighten it, and the little wheel on the side. Oh, I over-tightened. The little wheel on the side just goes around and cuts it, kind of like a tubing cutter. A lot easier than trying to use a grinder to cut a filter open. Plus, if you use a grinder, then you don't know how much of the metal sparkle inside came from the grinder versus the motor. Well, it sounds like we're getting there.
Oh, so far that's working really good. Ta-da!
Bam!
That was pretty easy. That.
That's a pretty nifty tool. You can see a nice clean cut on there. quite useful. I'm trying not to make a freaking mess of this. I would imagine that that edge that it just created is probably sharper than shit, like a...
Oh, what is that?
That is not what we want to see. Oh, it's paint. There's paint in the oil filter. Okay, well, paint doesn't scare me. They did it first because
I thought it was metal.
Yeah, look at this.
I thought that was metal chippings.
This indicates that.
And it's just paint, guys. It's just paint.
If you notice, the block in that car is blue. This indicates that they painted places on the motor that shouldn't have been painted. But if you look real close, you can see that that is paint off the block.
It is blue.
So that's good. That was slightly concerning.
Ooh.
I was about ready to be like, okay, we're done. We're done.
But everything else looks...
If we look down in the pleats...
I don't see any glitter.
I see no sparkles. I see lots of paint flakes.
Yeah.
But I don't
see any glitter.
I don't see any indications that bearings are coming apart or cam is wearing weird or anything.
Look at that paint. Oh my god.
There's paint everywhere, which definitely means we needed to do a service on it. But that all looks really good. And we shine a light down in the oil that's still in the filter housing. And if there's glitter in there, we will see it. And I see paint flakes, but I don't see, maybe that's break-in lube. I don't see anything alarming. Well, I don't know. That's a little... Watch when I'll roll up to the side and you can see it roll down. That's a little sparkly down there on the bottom. So that's slightly concerning. There's not a ton of it. The pleats on the filter will put some more light to it. Yeah. I don't see anything scary in the actual filter media. So my guess is that what we're seeing in the bottom of the filter housing is a combination of a little bit of that very first initial break-in, which you are going to get just a slight bit of sparkly from as everything does its initial break-in. But break-in lube, the moly lube, if that's what was used, will also create some of that glittery, rainbowy type look in the oil. So this all looks, other than the paint, this all looks pretty good. I'm not overly concerned about this yet, so we're going to say that this is still a go for now. The car is still using a little bit of oil, but new motors use oil. That's a known fact. It still has a slight bit of puff of smoke on the tailpipe, which has been getting better over time. It's been getting less and less, which that's also expected with a new motor. They are going to blow a little bit of oil out the tailpipe during the initial break-in and seating of the rings. So as long as that keeps getting better, I think we're in okay shape. And let me grab some of the old plugs. Those are hiding over here. So this set of plugs that I just grabbed, I should have put dates on these so I would know which ones they were. These are plugs we pulled out sometime a little while back.
At the event?
Possibly. What are these? These are V-Power NGKs. Where did these come from? I don't know. Number one versus number one now. Similar. I won't say that it's better or worse. Let's see. Go to number 7 in the back.
At least those are numbered.
Yeah, I numbered them. Okay, so we definitely are clearing up. You can see this plug here, the number 7, was before oil fell really bad. And you can see that that's definitely getting better. It is still slightly concerning that we have that much oil getting into the cylinders, but it is improving. So if it continues to improve, I don't know what rings were used, and I don't know how they were treated before we got the car. It might have a ring issue. Whatever the case, conditions are getting better. When we did the leak down, the compression test and the leak down testing on it, that all tested out really well. So it still seems to run really well. We're gonna go with it. We'll clean these plugs up. We'll fill it up with oil, and as long as we don't have a red flag pop up between now and the time that we have it the rest back together, you'll get to go out to the track with it tomorrow.
Yay! So
and try and break it again.
Yeah.
So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to change the carburetor, because I can't stand the Edelbrocks, and I'm in an Edelbrock deleting mood lately. We deleted the Edelbrock off the motor that was in the wagon, ditched the AVS 2 series carburetor. Now we're going to ditch the 1406 series carburetor that is on this 350, because I just don't like them. That'll come here in a little bit. I do have a Holley 4-barrel that we're going to be putting on here. So hopefully we don't run into any hiccups that keeps that from happening. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back shortly.
You're recording.
You want to do the honors?
Honors of...
Deleting the Edelbrock.
Yes! I want to get rid of it.
Bam! Bam! Goodbye. Oh.
Oh yeah, set me up for failure. Set me up for failure.
You could have seen that wire.
Set me up for failure.
Don't dump the fuel in the shop. You can dump the fuel outside.
Where do you want me to put it? You didn't even give me a spot to put it.
Well, I don't have to tell you. Pick a place.
Give me something.
Just put it down. It'll be fine.
Fine. Gas can go anywhere and everywhere.
All right, grab the replacement.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Goes this way.
Yep. Bam!
Bam!
That is the highlight of my day. No more Edelbrock here. No more Edelbrock there. Goodbye, Edelbrocks.
Bye!
So, as you can see, we've got a Holley sitting on here now. I won't bore you with the next few minutes of actually getting that all bolted down and hooked up. I don't think we're going to have any issues moving everything over. I did already look at the linkages. The Turbo 350 does need the kick down. I already made sure that that was going to work with our Holley. And so it's just a matter of hooking it up, making sure the gas pedal's set right. And camera is wobbling. This stick is making me mad now. It's gotten sloppy. There we go. Sorry, if the camera was a little wobbly, it's the stick that it's on. Anyway, like I said, I won't bore you with getting this set up. We'll be back in a few minutes, or for you, a few seconds right after this fancy commercial. And we'll be ready to start this thing up. So enjoy this commercial, please let it play. That helps us out just every little bit. A few pennies goes a long ways when it over time. Anyway, at least that's what the investment guys say, right?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm getting to work. Okay, we are ready to go. Everything's hooked up on the Holly. I've got the timing light out already and untangled, so we're ready to be able to check that. Vacuum gauge is up. Everything's connected. You're gonna have to crank it a little bit. There's no fuel in the carburetor. But yeah, see if we can get this thing to light up. Oh. One more time. We've got a fuel leak. You wanna come get this?
Oh.
You come get this?
Oh.
And adjust it real quick.
Okay.
It's this guy right here.
It's not tight.
It's unhappy. We're gonna adjust for it. We have an unhappy hose clamp. All right. Let's try it again. Okay. Keep going. Oh, that was cute.
He got nervous. Again? Or no?
You don't give it any throttle. Go ahead and crank it one more time and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. I got a screw with it.
It's a fountain.
That was cute. Apparently we've got a problem with the float bowl in the front overflowing. So there you go. What I think we're gonna do is we'll I know that the float's overflowing, so we will pull the needle and seat out. I did replace one of the needle and seats in this carburetor already, so we're going to assume that it's got an issue with this one. It's way too big, because I'm pretty sure it was the back one that I replaced. This carburetor did give me some issues the last time I tried to use it, doing the same thing.
You gave me a broken one?
Yeah. All right, let me grab another needle and seat. I do have another.
Okay.
We'll slap that in, and hopefully we'll be good. I bench tested it in this, and it didn't do that, which is weird. But whatever. Whatever. Over to the parts shelf.
The part shelf.
Make sure there's another brand new needle and seat in this case. Yes, there is. Bam, there it is. Ah, it means I'm gonna have to reset the float level too. Son of a gun. All right, we're going to make a mess. This is going to take me a hot minute. Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get the float readjusted, and then we will try this again. Okay, I think I've got I got a new needle and seat in it. We made a nice fueling mess, getting the float adjusted. I think it's in the right ballpark. So the fountain should go away. It might be a little flooded right now, so don't pump the gas at all.
I'm not.
Okay. Let's see what she's got. I didn't reconnect the ignition. Hold on. Yeah, so to get the float set, I disconnected the ignition because I didn't want it trying to start. And I didn't reconnect it. But it's reconnected now. Go ahead and try it.
Okay.
Vacuum real low. Timing's in the right neighborhood, so yeah, it's all carb adjustment at this point. Okay. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm slowly taking fuel away until the idle gets happy. Right now it's showing 10 inches, which is a little low compared to what we were getting before. So we'll keep adjusting it. I'm not sure why it's as smoky as it is though. Let's get the fan turned on. I know why it's smoky, it's super rich. There we go. Our vacuum is coming up, so we're getting closer. Nice and a little high. You hear that? There's a mouse in the car. That's great. Awesome. We're going to have to... we need to air the shop out. So yeah, we'll get back with you in a little bit. And apparently there's a mouse in the car that we need to sort out. So we'll let you know how that works out. Okay, so I went through a whole iteration of issues. When a carburetor sits on the shelf for a while, it's gonna have problems if it had fuel through it ever before, I guess. So we had a needle and seat issue, replaced that fixed that problem, but our floats were, there's a spider hanging off my camera. Got it. Little itty bitty guy. So, man, replaced the needle and seat on the front float. That fixed our waterfall issue. Then got the float level figured out, and the front anyways, and I thought the rear was already good, but the car was still, it was surging, wasn't running right. The idle mixture screws, I got to where they were completely closed, and it was still running, which there shouldn't be any fuel going into the circuit at idle if the idle mixture screws are all the way in, which means it shouldn't be able to run. And it was because the rear float was jacked up too. It just wasn't as bad of an issue. It just needed adjusting. Got that adjusted, and lo and behold, the idle cleaned up and got real good. And the smoky mess we were getting went away. That was it running excessively rich, which was gassing us out bad. So that went away. Idle was perfectly good. And then I bumped the throttle and it stumbled and fell on its face. Go figure. The accelerator pump wasn't working. And that ended up being the needle underneath the squirter was stuck. So I got that apart and got it going. We've got pump shot now. We've got accelerator pump. The idle should be good. In theory, I should be able to hit the key and this should start up and actually sound pretty good. And here we go. Maybe. There we go. I did lose a little bit of fuel out of the carburetor in the process of fixing it, so. But there we go. We're idling. Pretty happy. At 800, right around 770 to 800 RPM. That's pretty good. Sounds pretty good. No lag, it's not falling on its face. We got 14 inches of vacuum, which is pretty good. Let's see what it does if we pop it into gear. And I'm not getting any excessive fumes out the tailpipe either at this point, which is nice. Put on the brake. It looks like it needs a little more RPM, idle RPM. That's sitting at like 550 with it in gear. So we'll go ahead and bring the idle RPM up just a little bit more. Probably 3,800 right now. Okay, so now we're sitting at 850 and in park, neutral, no load. And when we go to gear, $700, feels pretty good. Give it a little bit of gas. Oh, all right, and we're spinning the tires in the gravel. So I think it needs a little more. It's still a little soft, but yeah, we'll give it just a hair more. we're sitting at about 880 RPM in idle. We've still got 15 inches of vacuum. She definitely sounds happier. I think this carburetor is going to be quite a bit more snappy. I think the wife's going to like it a bit more. I think this is going to work out well. I guess we'll find out tomorrow when we go out and run it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's better. Give it a little bit of gas when it's off idle and it doesn't stumble at all. All right, let's see how well it restarts. Doesn't get much better than that because it is all the way up to temperature and lit right off. So yeah, that's pretty good. I think we're in real good shape there. I think this is finally about ready to go. Yeah. So I think that's going to do it for this video. We did a whole bunch of stuff today on this. I don't even know how long this video is. It's probably going to be way too long. Probably have to clear some of it out and hide some of the dead space. You know, the typical stuff. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging in and watching the videos and supporting the channel. And we'll see you guys on the next one.